Grandpa Pig worked in his garden as usual, tending vegetables. But today he noticed something strange. Near house appeared patch of completely black earth. It was so dark it absorbed sunlight. Grandpa tried digging black earth, but shovel passed through like water. Earth was cold as ice. Strange mist began rising from black earth. It smelled of rot and something ancient, forgotten. Small toy appeared on black patch. Black furry creature with golden crosses in eyes and creepy smile. Labubu slowly rose from black earth, growing from it. His fur black as night, eyes burning gold. Grandpa tried stepping back, but black earth spread under his feet. It followed him. Labubu spoke with voice sounding like whisper of dead. He told of ancient curse on this land. Plants in Grandpa's garden began blackening and withering. Black earth drained life from them. Grandpa ran to house to warn family, but nobody believed him. Everyone thought he was imagining. At night, black earth crept to house. It covered everything in path, turning into wasteland. Labubu grew larger, feeding on cursed earth's power. His golden eyes glowed brighter in darkness. Peppa and George woke from strange sounds. Through window, they saw black desert instead of garden. Mummy and Daddy Pig went outside and were horrified. Their beautiful house surrounded by dead black earth. Labubu explained this earth was portal to world of dead. Anyone stepping on it becomes part of curse. Grandpa realized he accidentally broke ancient seal. Now, evil sleeping for centuries had awakened. Black earth began swallowing house. Walls cracked, foundation collapsed into bottomless darkness. Family tried escaping, but black earth was everywhere. It surrounded them from all sides. Labubu offered deal, one soul in exchange for saving others. Grandpa agreed to sacrifice himself, but Labubu deceived. Black earth swallowed entire family, turning them into shadows on cursed land. House disappeared, leaving only black wasteland. On it stood Labubu, grown huge as tree. New family came to build house on this plot. They didn't know about black earth's curse. Labubu became small again, pretending to be ordinary toy. Black earth hid under thin layer of normal soil. But curse waits. When someone disturbs black earth again, Labubu will awaken for new hunt. Curse cycle continues and black earth thirsts for new souls for its shadow collection. Captain Dog's fire station was always a symbol of safety and protection for everyone. Today, strange orange light pierced through the windows mysteriously. Peppa and Zoe came for an educational tour visit together. The air was hot and smelled strongly of smoke. Danny noticed a strange figure by the fire truck carefully, an orange creature with flames dancing wickedly in its eyes. Labubu slowly turned toward the children menacingly. His orange fur burned without any visible fire around. Candy felt intense heat spreading across her skin. Hands began turning red from the scorching heat. Labubu started making crackling sounds loudly everywhere. The air filled with sparks flying around dangerously. Zoe tried to step toward the exit desperately. Her legs stuck to the increasingly hot floor. Captain Dog searched for fire extinguishers frantically everywhere. He saw only orange flashes and flames everywhere around. Labubu touched the fire equipment gently with paws. Metal began melting from the intense heat immediately. The station walls covered with black soot completely. Everything became unbearably hot around them all. Peppa looked at her hands in growing horror. They glowed with bright orange flames, spreading. Labubu walked between fire trucks calmly and purposefully. Steps left burning footprints behind him permanently. Danny tried desperately to breathe cool air. Lungs filled with scorching heat burning inside. Candy froze in a blazing pose permanently. Body radiated fiery energy continuously without stopping. Labubu stopped before Peppa, smiling wickedly down. Flames in eyes danced with evil intent. Peppa felt the final wave of heat washing. Orange fire swallowed her consciousness completely and forever. The station became a blazing furnace permanently. Children transformed into living torches burning eternally. Labubu sat on fire truck satisfied completely. Fire Empire gained new burning inhabitants today. Parents saw thick smoke from windows outside. Station burned from within, dangerously and uncontrollably. Labubu vanished in brilliant fiery flash. Flames continue burning eternally in darkness. Fire station closed forever now permanently. Peppa Pig's house always seemed safe, warm and cozy, but none suspected what dark secrets hid in the nearby forest. Peppa looks out the window at the dark forest. Something strange flickers between the trees. Mummy Pig calls everyone for breakfast, but Peppa cannot look away from the mysterious forest. George plays with his dinosaur in the living room. The toy suddenly turns by itself. Daddy Pig reads the newspaper at the table. Pages start rustling without wind. Peppa quietly leaves the house through the door. The dark forest beckons with mysterious paths. Susie Sheep comes to visit and rings the doorbell. No one answers. Peppa is gone. A strange black shadow appears between the trees. It moves unnaturally fast through the forest. Peppa walks deeper into the dark forest. Birds suddenly fall silent. It becomes very quiet. Labubu peeks from behind a big old tree. His glowing blue eyes stare intently at Peppa. Peppa turns back, but the path home has vanished. She is lost in the dense forest. Labubu slowly approaches the frightened Peppa. His terrifying smile becomes wider and more frightening. Mummy and Daddy Pig desperately search for Peppa. They call her name, but hear only echo. Grandpa Pig hurries to help in the search. He looks very worried and concerned. Rebecca Rabbit and Pedro Pony join the search. All friends are very worried about Peppa. The forest grows darker and gloomier. Labubu surrounds Peppa from all sides, not letting her escape. The family finds only Peppa's pink dress on a branch. It hangs on the old tree like an ominous sign. Dr. Bear carefully examines the found dress. There are no traces or clues of disappearance on it. Strange sounds are heard in the empty house at night. Someone laughs quietly and eerily in the room. George wakes from a nightmare and sees a silhouette in the window. It's definitely not his sister, Peppa. A mysterious note appears on the kitchen table in the morning. Written in childish handwriting, "I'm playing with a new friend." Mummy Pig cries bitterly, reading the scary note. Daddy Pig hugs his wife tightly for comfort. Children's laughter and voices are heard in the forest depths, but it's not the missing Peppa's laughter at all. Labubu stands menacingly at the edge of the dark forest. George's toy dinosaur is in his furry paws as a trophy. The family never saw their beloved Peppa again, but sometimes at night they hear her voice calling from the forest depths. The toy museum in town always attracted children with its bright displays. But today something changed in the familiar atmosphere of the old building. Peppa came with her family for a tour, unaware of the danger. George admired the antique toys behind the glass display cases. Mummy and Daddy Pig read information plaques about the exhibits. Tour guide Miss Rabbit told about ancient toys with enthusiasm. But her voice trembled when she approached the last display case. Behind the glass stood an orange toy with fiery eyes. The plaque read, "Labubu, devourer of children's wishes, found in abandoned factory." George approached the display case and pressed his palm against the glass. Labubu's fiery eyes flared brighter, reacting to the touch. The glass began heating under the child's hand to burning temperature. George pulled his hand away with a cry of pain and surprise. Peppa ran to her brother but noticed a strange glow. Labubu slowly turned his head, following the children's movements. His smile became wider and more sinister with each second. The fire in his eyes pulsed in rhythm with children's heartbeats. Miss Rabbit tried to lead the group away from the dangerous display. But Labubu had already begun his dark sorcery against visitors. He sucked children's dreams and wishes through his fiery breath. The air around the display case became hot and stuffy. Peppa felt her wish to become a ballerina disappearing. George forgot he wanted to be an astronaut and explore stars. Other children in the museum also began losing their dreams. Their eyes became empty and lifeless from the loss. Labubu grew and became stronger with each stolen wish. The display case glass began cracking from his fiery energy. Museum alarms wailed, but no one could stop what was happening. The fire monster almost freed himself from his glass prison. Parents tried to get children out of the museum, but doors locked. Labubu controlled the entire building with his dark, magical power. He fed on children's ambitions, becoming more and more powerful. The flame in his eyes turned into real hellfire. The display case exploded, freeing the fire devourer forever. Labubu laughed with triumphant laughter, enjoying his collection of stolen dreams. Children remained standing motionless, deprived of all their wishes. The museum became his lair where he hunts eternally. Madame Gazelle's school was always a place of joy and laughter. Today, the children stayed for a special sleepover night in classroom. Peppa, Susie, Pedro, and Candy laid out their colorful sleeping bags carefully. The old wooden cupboard creaked ominously in the cold wind. Madame Gazelle went home after dinner time finished. The children remained alone in the dark, empty school building. Susie heard strange, mysterious sounds from the cupboard. The heavy door slowly opened by itself with creaking noise. Glowing indigo eyes appeared from the dark crack. They twinkled like distant stars in the night sky above. Pedro approached the old cupboard much closer. The door suddenly swung open with loud, frightening creak sound. A fluffy Labubu emerged from the darkness slowly. His indigo fur shimmered with magical starlight glow beautifully. Labubu smiled with his mysterious, enchanting smile. His hypnotic eyes mesmerized and captivated their innocent gaze completely. He began humming a quiet, haunting lullaby. The eerie sounds echoed through empty school corridors eerily. Candy felt overwhelming drowsiness from the song. Her eyelids became heavy and completely uncontrollable gradually. The children fell asleep one by one peacefully. Labubu approached each sleeping child with gentle care and attention. He gently touched their foreheads with soft paws. His touch left glowing indigo marks on their innocent skin. Peppa suddenly woke up from the cold air. All her friends slept in deep, peaceful slumber around her. She saw Labubu standing by the window. He gazed at the starry sky above the city below. Labubu slowly turned to look at Peppa. His mystical eyes glowed much brighter than usual tonight. He extended his paw invitingly toward her. Peppa felt strange magnetic attraction to the mysterious creature. Labubu led her to the large window. The glass revealed a beautiful view of the city below them. The window began glowing with bright indigo light. The glass became like a magical portal entrance mysteriously. Labubu stepped into the glowing window portal. Peppa followed him without any fear or hesitation bravely. Morning came and Gazelle found empty bags. The children had vanished without leaving any trace behind them. Only small handprints remained on window glass. They glowed with faint indigo light in the darkness. Labubu watched from the starry sky above. The children became part of his stellar collection forever now.